Coach Norman Joseph joins us now, beginning his 7th year as head coach at Mississippi College. Coach, welcome, and we're getting ready for another exciting season of Choctaw football. Tell us, just in general, how you think practice has gone so far this season.
Thank you, Reed. I feel like that our off-season, or preseason rather, has really been outstanding. Our guys have shown that they want to be a physical team, and I hope that shows up tonight, that we are a physical team. I also hope that we're a team that's making plays on both sides of the ball, from an aggressive standpoint on defense and offensively, that whether it's a run or a throw or whatever the call may be, that we're able to execute that as well. And then special teams. I'm really excited about our special teams play. I feel like we've greatly improved that, vastly improved that from a year ago, and with our kickers as well as returners and the players that are covering or blocking for those returners. So it's we're expecting and looking forward to an outstanding season.
Going into last year, you had to replace perhaps the best quarterback in school history, and you had your two running backs lost midway through the season. Stephen Knight lost 2 games in. This year you come in, you've got a quarterback with some experience, you've got some depth at that position, and you've got Stephen Knight coming back and some receivers who really stepped up last year. I would think the confidence level on offense is a little higher this year perhaps than last year.
And it should be. There's a lot of question marks going into last season. Right now, I feel like that the strength of our team is in place on both sides, as well as, like I said earlier, with special teams performers coming in. But there was a tremendous number of questions, and now this year there's all those questions that we had a year ago are on solid ground.
And you've got 3 good receivers coming back, one of whom, Matt Burke, didn't play last year because of an injury. But you've got 3 guys who can run good routes and they can really catch the football.
That's right. And Matt's, we missed Matt a year ago. The good thing is we got him back. And then we missed Steve Knight a year ago. But the good thing is we have him back. And so you play with guys that are able to make plays, do some good things. Randall Farr is another receiver that came on strong for us as the season progressed, and then Brian Richardson has been a player for us, a mainstay for us for 3 years, going into his senior season now.
On the offensive line, you lost some really good players, and I know that's been an area of concern for you going into the weeks leading up to the season. Tell us what you've seen and maybe some of the guys you plugged in there.
Corey York has moved from guard to center and has done a great job. Another 5th-year guy, senior, that's was granted a hardship, and so we've got him playing there, just playing very well. He understands what the concepts are and what we want from the offensive line standpoint. Brendan Herman, returning from last year. Sylvan Alicorn also is playing a guard and a tackle for us, and real pleased with him and what he's doing as a young player, just showing tremendous leadership, and I love what he does. He's one of those, a lot of times players feel like they can't be a leader to their junior or senior, but in Sylvan's situation, he has just taken over and shown he can be a true leader in the offensive line.
On the defensive side of the football, Chad Walker comes in as your defensive coordinator. So some of these guys now had 3 defensive coordinators. How have they made the adjustment to Chad and some of the things he wants them to do?
Chad has got an outstanding scheme, and then his personality is such where he has worked with some unbelievable defensive coaches / head coaches now, that where he's been in some outstanding leadership. I feel like that what Chad has done through the people he's worked with is, if the proper term is glean, he has gotten from the best, and now he is using that and brought it to Mississippi College and has implemented his philosophy and his scheme from a defensive standpoint, sharing his leadership with our defensive players, and they're responding in a great way.
And in the process, there's been some shifting of players from position to position on the defensive side of the football, and some competition has opened up as well especially on the defensive line and the linebacking core.
Right. Sam Mays, we moved Sam around for a little bit. He's playing linebacker for us. We've taken some other players that have either transferred in or been factors for us as freshmen and new players coming in, and plugged those guys in as well. Coverage-wise, we're running around. Hopefully, you know, our thing we'd like to do is put enough pressure on the quarterback, disguise our coverages enough where when the quarterback does throw it, then we're in a position to make an interception or create a big play. And so I've been real pleased with our defense. I'm really excited about what they're doing. I'm anxious to watch them tonight.
And in the secondary, with Luke Petito and Dustin Rutherford coming back, that it could be a real strength of this defense, and we really haven't been able to say that about the defensive backs over the last several years.
Well, a lot of experience there. Both of those guys as well from a year ago, creating turnovers, creating interceptions, and being conference leaders in those in that category.
Last year was the great kicking search. We were looking for place kickers, looking for punters. And I think the outlook is much rosier this time around, because you found a guy last year midway through who was an outstanding place kicker, and the punting situation seems to be a good competition in camp.
That's right. Chris Campbell came in. We able to draft him from our soccer team midway through the season and got him involved in what we're doing. The good thing about Chris is just like any other sport. When he came in from soccer to join our program, no one really knew him. They didn't know his personality. They'd never watched him work. They just felt like, well, Coach Joe's just gone up there and got this guy, and you know, kind of like rolling them in like the Canadian Football League. You roll them in and roll them out. But that was not the case. We were in dire need of somebody that could help us in kickoffs and long field goals, and so we talked to Chris, and thankfully he joined our program. But the good thing is about all that, even though that was a semi-negative and some question marks about him, you know, with our players and all, he came through. He came back in our off season. He lifted and ran and went through our off season workouts, and now he's just one of the guys, and our players have accepted him. He's accepted his role as a kicker, and has really done well there. So we're pleased to have him in that capacity. And then from a punting standpoint, there's been some real competition. Brant Moore was our kicker last year. Got hurt in the very first ball game, missed the rest of the season. We went through last fall. I think we tried out 7 punters throughout the year, and so that was a big question mark for us, and ugly at times, and so, but Brant's back and he's healthy. We also have Jacob Chancellor that transferred in, and Jacob is a preseason All-American and NAIA, and glad to have him with us, and he'll be starting off as doing our punting tonight.
This Millsaps team is a good football team. Their second-year head coach has kind of kept things rolling right along there, and they're picked to finish first in their last year in the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, and so really not a lot of question marks, I guess, about what Millsaps has to offer. You know that they're going to give you a good game every time you play them.
And that has been the history of this. I was informed over just yesterday by David Nichols, our sports information director, that this is the 50th meeting of the two schools, and you know, it'd be great to be the winner in number 50. And so that's our plan. We know that Millsaps comes in ready to play every year. They are well coached. Aaron Peltz does a great job as our head football coach, and they run a classy program. And so our game is just like any other rivalry. It's exciting, it's big, it's got meaning to it, and we're looking forward to the contest.
And one other thing, kind of off the field, there's been some construction just outside of Robinson Hill Stadium to kind of spruce the place up a bit, have a little more little prettier entrance, I guess that may be the best word to use, but a little prettier entrance to the stadium. And I know that there are lots of people who've made that possible, and it's going to look really, really sharp. I think the people who are coming to the game are going to be very, very pleased.
If those who have not seen the outside and the entrance to our stadium are going to be just blown away. I think I've said this all along, that within our conference in Division III, we've got a showcase stadium anyway, and now to what Mike Jones, our athletic director, and Dr. Lee Royce, our president, has done to enhance that and beautify the outside, the entrance to our stadium, it just adds one more piece of special features to our campus and to our football stadium.
All right, well, Coach, thanks for your time, and we wish you good luck in tonight's game.
Thank you, Reed.